Hello everybody, Artemiis from Renegade back one more time with Pokemon Y version. We're about to take on the Elite Four today, and today's episode is brought to you by Alex Sayre's Haunters breeding in the background. Keep it in your fog pouches, guys.
Yeah, seriously.
And we're off.
I have 3 Cassies now.
Party is ready. We have gotten every single TM, every single hidden and visible item laying around in the Kalos region. Let's take on the Elite Four. Oh, wait. So specialties are Fire, Water, Steel, and Dragon. We have Blastoise for Fire, Florges for Dragon, Delphox for Steel. What do we have for Water? I guess we'll have to use Dragalge for Water. This is a gorgeous antechamber for the Elite Four here. People milling about, ready to take on the challenge, and I think we're in. I think this is it. Who's up first? Fire type user. Okay, so this is just the antechamber. Here we go. 4 doors. Let's check out this one first. What we got? Dragon Mark Chamber, Dragon types, and we're leading with Florges. This should work out. Step into the center. Ooh. Here it is. Fog surrounds us. Dragon wings open. And from the mouth of the dragon,
Are you going for the Dragon one first?
I had no clue which one I was going for first. This just happens to be the door I picked. Alright. Who is this person? Oh, some old lady. Oh goodness, hello to you. Welcome, welcome, come in. Drasna. Leading with a Dragalge. Ooh! Actually a Poison and Dragon-type Pokemon, which has a bit of an advantage on Florges here. If it hits me with a Poison-type move, I'm going to take some serious damage. So we'll start off with Dazzling Gleam as usual. It follows up with Sludge Bomb, dealing considerably more damage to us than it takes itself. So let's swap out to Delphox. Taking another Sludge Bomb, but it's a non-effective switch in. And we'll lead with Psychic. Or actually, we should have used Psy Shock, because Dragalge has very high special defense, but this is enough. Next up, Altaria. Flying and Dragon. Very weak to Fairy type. Sing putting the Pokemon to sleep, so we'll go ahead and use a full Oh, used it on the wrong Pokemon. Cotton Guard increasing Altaria's defense, but we're not striking at defense, we're hitting at its special defense, thankfully. And this time we avoid the Sing, so we're able to finish the Pokemon off. Well, or we would, except that the Drasna is using lots of full restores here. Next up, Nerwavern, another flying and dragon type Pokemon. This one with exceptionally high speed. So it tries to move first, but Air Slash misses. And we do significant damage with Dazzling Gleam. And next is Druddigon, a Dragon-type Pokemon with high defense, who will damage any Pokemon that comes into contact with it, so we're not going to make physical contact. And one last special attack. Ooh, Druddigon using Retaliate, dealing significant damage since one of its teammates has just been taken out. But we're able to survive and use one last Dazzling Gleam to finish off the battle. No Pokemon lost. There we go. Very cinematic here. Alright, we'll try the right chamber. Water type, the Flood Chamber. So we're going to switch to Dragalge, following the lead that was put down by Drasna there. Let's see what we've got. Look out. Oh, wow. Next up. Oh, I like this guy already. Talking about Pokemon battling as a temporary art. The same kind of thing as theater or cooking. Cybold. Let us have a match of the arts, shall we? Let's dance. Cybold leading with Clawitzer. Pokemon with incredibly high attack. We're going to strike it at special defense. It'll move first, using Dragon Pulse, try to hit a super effective hit here. Thankfully, our special defense is high enough to make that deal less than half damage. So next up, we have Thunderbolt, dealing a comparable amount of damage to Clawitzer. Probably the same thing going to happen a second turn in a row, taking us into the red health here. Watch out. And we follow up with Thunderbolt. Next up is Gyarados, which is going to be doubly weak to electric type moves, but we just cannot afford to keep Dragalge in the battle for right now. So we'll switch out to Furfrou. Intimidate is going to lower Furfrou's attack. And we'll try to use Return and see how much damage that can deal. Not quite as much as I would have hoped for. Gyarados is trying to raise its speed and attack here, which means it's going to strike at us physically and probably deal significant amounts of damage to itself. But so long as it doesn't have a fighting type move, which I don't think Gyarados has access to, we should still be alright. Ooh, and Gyarados barely hangs on there, which means it's going to get fully restored with it's going to get fully restored, and it's going to keep all 3 boosts to its speed and its attack, which is going to make us in some pretty significant danger here. So what I'm going to do is go into battle items and use an X attack to maximize Furfru's offensive capability, while, as expected, Cybold uses the full restore, taking Gyarados up to full health. We'll counter with the X attack. Water. And actually, let's go ahead and use the X defend as well. Otherwise, we're going to take one heck of a hit here. And let's see what Gyarados does. Using a 4th Dragon Dance, taking it to unbelievable levels of attack and speed. Alright, we're going to use our own return here. Let's see what we can do. Return dealing significantly more damage with the help of the X attack. And Gyarados uses the 6th Dragon Dance, maximizing its attack and speed. We're going to take some serious damage here. Yet another full restore coming from Cybold's corner here. This has become a battle of items. And Gyarados finally uses a physical attack, Waterfall. Taking well over half the health from our Furfru here. But it takes damage from Rocky Helmet, which lowers its HP enough that we're able to take it out with the 2nd hit. A very fair fight there. Very fair fight. And next up we have Barbicle. Rock and Water. So we're going to switch to Blastoise. Blastoise is going to Mega Evolve and use Power Up Punch.
What's the name of the
Aegislash. A-E-G-I slash. Barbicle retaliating with Stone Edge would deal a significant amount of damage, but not quite enough to really worry us yet. Ooh. Alexair offering us an HP restoring power should help with this. And Blastoise gets off its 2nd Power-Up Punch, increasing its attack once again to the point where Earthquake should be able to finish off this Pokemon, so let's try it. There we go, Barbicle is down. Next up we have Starmie. A physically attacking and especially attacking and very fast Pokemon. So we're going to switch back to Furfru on the hope that we can actually take this Pokemon out using Sucker Punch. Let's see how much damage that deals. And it takes about half of Starmie's health away. Starmie follows up with Surf, which almost knocks out Furfru, but one more Sucker Punch is able to finish it off. Taking Furfru to level 71. And finishing the 2nd Elite Four battle. Once again, a very fair fight, more difficult than some of the past ones we've seen, which is a little bit surprising considering the difficulty of the game overall. There we go. We're going to take a brief pit stop here, feed the ever-famous Moo Moo Milks to a couple of our Pokemon. Actually, to most of them. First of all, Dragalge gets 2. Next up, Furfru, also getting 2. Blastoise getting 1. And Florgaze getting 1. Then we'll return to the elevator. And we'll check out the 3rd chamber here. Actually, where is the 3rd chamber? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, maybe? The Blazing Chamber, fire types. Alright, let's put Blastoise in the lead this time. and head on in. Alright. And once again, the Ghastlies are providing the background by breeding like rabbits or rats. The Blazing Chamber, the effects are pretty interesting. Let's check out our Elite Four member. Sort of lounging on a chair here with almost Team Flare-like hair. Malva. Oh, not much to say. Looks like she's almost bored before the battle.
That was actually the first Elite Four I thought.
Interesting. Looks like she could be like Flannery's crazy stepsister or something.
Pretty much.
Leading with a female Pyroar. We had the conversation earlier about how this Pokemon looks more intimidating than its male counterpart. Thank you, Alexander. Alright, we're going to immediately Mega Evolve Mega Blastoise. No surprises there.
I said female Pyro looks more fierce.
Oh, fierce, I see. Streamlined for sure. And Mega Blastoise is able to take this one out in one hit, so maybe we won't have nearly as much trouble with this Elite Four member as with the other two. Floragaze hitting level 64. Next up is Talonflame, the flying and fire Pokemon we've actually used through a lot of the game here. But the tactics don't change. Except that Talonflame is actually faster than Mega Blastoise, using a Brave Bird. Ooh, what an interesting animation there.
Yeah, Brave Bird's animation in this game is awesome.
Taking away a significant amount of damage, and we will follow up with Waterfall, which is able to finish the Pokemon off, but burns Mega Blastoise, lowering its attack. This is going to cripple the Pokemon. Next up we have Torkoal. So we're actually going to switch out the damaged Mega Blastoise for Delphox. And we'll hit Torkoal with our neutral stab moves of Psychic type. Which is enough to deal some damage to it, but the Malva is going to follow up with a full restore. So we'll try that round again. And Torkoal is out. A lucky critical there, finishing it off. And last but not least, we have Chandelure. A powerful Ghost-type Pokemon that's actually a rather poor matchup for our Delphox here, but we'll see how much damage we can do. Chandelure going to confuse Delphox, making this battle a little bit more difficult. So we will switch out, and for the first time in the Elite Four here, we are bringing out Aegislash. Malva uses a full restore to level the playing field here. Aegislash is going to lead with Shadow Sneak, changing its stance into attacking form and striking first. Hitting at Chandelure's weaker physical defense and taking it out in one hit. And that's that. Malva's down. We actually get a significant amount of money from that victory, 13,000 Poke. Ah, she's a Holocaster star. So maybe she was associated with Team Flare. Who knows? Grand conspiracy.
Got my timid Ghastly.
Ooh, there we go. And there's only one less chamber to challenge. The Ironworks chamber. This one is going to be interesting. We don't have a pure... We only have two Pokemon with fighting type or ground moves. One of them is burned right now, so we'll go fix that. The other is Furfrou, but we can't afford to... Furfrou may be in danger from potential fighting type moves here. So let's look for a burn heal. We have 3 of them, so we'll go ahead and use one. We'll also use yet another famous Moo Moo Milk on Blastoise. We're going to lead with Blastoise again, and we're going to try to use enough power-up punches that Blastoise can sweep the team here. We'll see how this works out. Giant swords descending from the ceiling. antechamber falls around us, revealing the Elite Four member. Wearing a suit of armor like a badass.
Oh yeah, the Steel Elite Four is pretty badass.
Wickstrom. On guard! Let's dance, buddy. Wickstrom is going to lead with Klefki, a Steel and Ghost type Pokemon that will actually resist our Power-Up Punch. So we're just going to hit it with Earthquake right away. Wickstrom throwing a wrench into our Power-Up Punch strategy. Klefki leading with Spikes, so that our switched-in Pokemon are going to take some damage. Earthquake takes it down into the red health, but is not enough to defeat it. So we're going to play the full restore game again. Let Wickstrom use up his stock here. And Klefki uses Torment to prevent us from using the same move twice in a row, but it comes too late because this time I switched into Waterfall, which is just barely enough to take Klefki down. Next up we have Probopass, a Steel and Rock type Pokemon that is doubly weak to Power-Up Punch, so we can switch into the main strategy. Power-Up Punch takes it a little below half HP, or a little above half HP. Probopass follows up with Discharge, a surprise move that gets a super effective hit on Blastoise, and paralyzes it, lowering our ability to fight slightly. And Torment is making it so that we still cannot use the same move twice in a row, so we use Earthquake again, as we are subjected to another Probopass Discharge, which takes us just above half HP. And Earthquake, with the help from a Power-Up Punch, is able to finish the Pokemon off, taking us out of danger from the Electric type attack. The fourth Pokemon on our team advancing to level 70. Next up, we have Aegislash. Since Blastoise is paralyzed, it's time to switch out, and we'll lead with Delphox, actually. Spikes damaging Delphox a little bit, and we're going to immediately head into the Mystical Fire. Aegislash using King Shield, a form of Protect that would also harshly lower our physical attack if we hit the Pokemon physically. We'll follow up with Mystical Fire, seeing how much damage it deals, taking Aegislash to half HP and lowering its special attack, but Aegislash is switching to attacking form, and it's going to use Shadow Claw, which does massive amounts of which one-shots Delphox. Delphox is out of the battle. Powerful Pokemon there, which leaves us with only one option here, to switch in and make it an Aegislash versus Aegislash battle. Spikes damaging ours, and we're going to follow up with a Shadow Sneak, which should be a super effective hit here on its Ghost type weakness. And just barely takes out the opponent Aegislash. Three Pokemon are down, but we've actually lost our first Pokemon in this Elite Four challenge. And last up is Scizor, whose only proper weakness is to the Fire type, but unfortunately we've just lost our Delphox, and we're going to fight fair here. Alright, we'll go ahead and keep in Aegislash. What we're going to do is use a Swords Dance, and wait and see what Scizor does. Scizor is following up with Night Slash, which is a super effective move. Uh-oh. And we'll follow up with Shadow Sneak, trying to deal as much damage as we can before Aegislash is taken out. Which is able to one-shot Scizor thanks to a lucky critical hit. And that finishes the tough battle against Elite Four Wickstrom, which very nearly took out 2 of our Pokemon here. You were right, Alex Terra. Aegislash is a rather annoying Pokemon to...
Oh, yeah. He gave me trouble.
I'm sure if did you hit up against the King Shield and have your attack like destroyed?
Yep.
That explains it. Once I'm done with the main game and I can take Cutout, I'm going to put that move on mine. It's so strategic, it's gorgeous. Alright. 1 Pokemon at half HP, another paralyzed, and a 3rd fainted. We've taken some serious damage. I don't know what type the final Elite Four member has, but this is the point where we pull out all the stops. Go ahead and use 1 revive right away. Followed by Moo Moo Milks. 1, 2, 4 of them. And last but not least, we'll use Paralyze Heal on Blastoise. Then we just have to make an educated guess about which Pokemon to lead with. And frankly, it should probably be our starter after all that we've been through here. Alright. Starter is in the lead. We are headed to the final Elite Four member, the Radiant Chamber. Oh god, I hope this isn't Fairy type. Here we go. Billowing curtains reminding us of Caitlyn from the Unova Elite Four. Diantha. Oh, the Pop Star. Let's go.
Already up against the champion?
Yep. Alright. Diantha is going to lead with the fighting and flying type Hawlucha. We've got Delphox out, Psychic and Fire, which means that we have the type advantage here. We have Psyshock, a Psychic type move. We also have the speed advantage, so we go first, striking at Hawlucha's weakness, and taking it out in 1 shot. The first Pokemon's down, and Delphox is going to increase to level 69. Next up is Tyrantrum, Dragon and Rock. So we're going to switch in Florges here. Fairy versus Dragon. Tyrantrum, an incredibly intimidating Pokemon. And we're going to use our last Dazzling Gleam. See how much damage we can inflict. Which is also able to take out Tyrantrum in 1 hit, capitalizing on the super effective powers here. 4 Pokemon left. Next up is Aurorus, Ice and Rock. So we're going to switch back to Delphox again. And strike with Mystical Fire. Dealing less than half of the HP and damage. It's not a super effective move. Next, Aurorus is going to use Light Screen to increase its special defense even further. So we'll follow up with Psyshock, hitting at its physical defense, see what we can do. Still not nearly enough to take the Pokemon out, and it's going to follow up with Thunder. Incredibly cool animation there. Doesn't do much damage to Delphox, but Delphox has done pretty much all it can do in this battle. So we're going to switch out for Blastoise. We'll strike at Aurorus' Water-type weakness next. Aurorus follows up with another Thunder, hitting and getting a super effective switch in. This is not looking good for Blastoise here. Thankfully, Aurorus does not have that much special attack. So, once again, we are going to Mega Evolve Blastoise. Follow up on that sequence with a powerful waterfall hit, which just barely takes out Auroras through the special defensive walls. Two Pokemon increasing in level there. Next up we have Gourgeist, Ghost and something else, which is going to make it an interesting combination here. So we'll switch to the underused Aegislash, make it a Ghost on Ghost battle. If this goes anything like the last one, hopefully we should have the advantage. Aegislash is also vastly over-leveled compared to the rest of our team. Okay, good. So, we'll lead with Shadow Sneak. Stance change into attacking form. Doesn't quite knock out Gourgeist, who's going to use Phantom Force, vanishing instantly. Maybe this is similar to Shadow Force? We'll have to find out. Shadow Sneak misses. Phantom Force is going to hit. Javert's hit from behind. Oh, and Aegislash is knocked out in one hit. Critical coming from Phantom over there. For Gourgeist. Alright, who we're going to follow up with. If it's actually a fire type, we're going to switch to Delphox. We'll follow up with Shadow Ball. Ah, but Diantha is using full restore here. Alright, let's see how much damage Shadow Ball was able to inflict now that Light Screen is worn off. And Gourgeist is taken down. Next up, Goodra, a pure Dragon-type Pokemon. This should be interesting. We're going to switch briefly to Florges, but we're out of power points on the Fairy-type move. We could restore them, but since Goodra can't actually hit us with anything super effective, since its Dragon is unable to hit us, we're going to lead with Psychic, a neutral move with a lot of base power. Oh, this is doing nothing to Goodra. No, I have other Pokemon here. Ooh, Goodra's getting in a Fire Blast. This might hurt. No, we have high enough special defense that it shouldn't matter.
It evens out. Oh no, she's pure fairy, never mind.
Right. Alright, so for the first time in the entire game, I'm going to pull out an Ether for Dazzling Gleam, subjecting myself to one more hit. And we'll finish off with Dazzling Gleam here.
Just look how that drops.
Yep, Goodra's out of there. Florges growing to level 66. Still the lowest member of the party, but not quite so far from the others anymore. Next up, Gardevoir. We'll switch back to Delphox. Actually, two relatively similar Pokemon here. We'll be able to lead with Shadow Ball. Hopefully outspeed the Pokemon.
I wouldn't suspect that one.
Gardevoir is not a particularly fast Pokemon.
Oh, that's
and
what
Delphox
you think,
is.
my friend.
So we'll switch to Shadow Ball. Oh my gods. Are you kidding me?
I didn't want to break. I didn't want to break it. I was like,
how on earth did you go a week without spoiling that? Oh wow, vastly increased special defense. Ooh, Gardevoir following up with Shadow Ball of its own.
Ooh, barely surviving. Should be just enough.
Just barely taking the edge, yep. And Mega Gardevoir goes down.
I forget what I used, but I just remember she evolved her Mega Gardevoir in my game, and I one-hit KO'd it. I was like, yep, talk about that Mega Gardevoir.
I suspect Aegislash could have done that with Shadow Sneak, but...
No, Shadow Claw on my Charizard.
There we go. Mega Pokemon versus Mega Pokemon?
Yep. I mean, mine was already out, so... Took you long enough, Artemiis.
It's been a while. It's been a long journey. 42 hours on the dot, I think. The chamber familiar to all players of Pokemon. They can only change this place so much. Looks like we're in the top room of a cathedral now. ancient Pokeball technology. Luxury Ball, Great Ball, Timer Ball, and 3 Pokeballs.
I had all Pokeballs and then Ultra Ball.
Napoleon, Antoinette, Marat,
Judging so hard.
Villeneuve, Fladalt, and last but not least, Javert.
Love that.
The 5 defenders of the Kalos region? What the hell? Why are my friends getting awarded in this ceremony? What did they do? Oh, we took on one Team Flare admin. We pushed you to, like, do our best. I mean, Serena, maybe, but the others...
Okay, one, technically, you wouldn't have gotten to the last room without Shauna.
Okay, this is true.
The other two guys were helped evacuate the town when the weapon came out.
I guess this is true. Sycamore with his Naruto whiskers.
I mean, you get the... I love how dramatic he gives you that thing.
The honor of Kalos. This is actually pretty cool.
It's like, for the first time ever, you're finally getting recognized for saving the world. It's like every other time, it's like, yeah, did you hear about that guy Zach, or like that guy Sakari who saved the world? Okay, here's what I'm about to start. I'm gonna ruin this. They're about to ruin the ending right now.
I don't think it was bad.
When he shows up, I was like,
Ooh,
really?
Pokemon Trainer AZ. Hey, dude. Did you find your Flabébé yet? Wait, battle with me? Oh, this is not over yet. Oh, let's do this. I want to know what a trainer is.
I thought it was good.
Oh, man.
I mean, he's vastly underleveled compared to what you just faced.
The giant leading with a Torkoal. Level 60. Not vastly underleveled. You said that I was expecting like level 40 or something. We use Psyshock just like we did against the Elite Four one. Dealing half of its damage. Torkoal following up with a super effective move, but it's not quite enough. So a second Psyshock takes it down. Next up, Golurk. Again, no need to switch. It's a Ghost and Ground type Pokemon, so we use Shadow Ball. Ooh. Golurk hangs on there, using Phantom Force to vanish instantly. But this time I know what's coming, so I'm going to switch to the normal type, Furfrou. And Phantom Force does not affect it. So we'll follow up with a powerful... Oh. Poor choice there, but Golurk is knocked out by hitting up against the Rocky Helmet, actually. And last but not least, we have Sigilif, flying in Psychic. So it looks like, unfortunately, AZ has not found his Flabébé yet. At any rate, we'll punish him with Sucker Punch, which is enough to take Sigilif down in one hit. There we go. Aww, you lovable giant. All you needed was a good battle to clear your senses. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen.
We all saw that coming.
Victory for Flabebe! Or Floettes, I guess. See, Antilles, real men choose Flabebe.
Sorry about Sylveon took a shit on your team.
Your Sylveon didn't even fight my team.
Yes, it did the second time. Remember
I
you
love
had
how you're talking about the baby being girly or not manly or whatever, but you have a Sylveon.
Sylveon is the shit. A special defense stat all the way.
Yeah, it's the shit, as in it's on crack. Thank you, Fletchling. Thank you for your little cameo there. That was completely necessary. I'm probably going to cut most of the credit roll, but just in case there's like a post-ending scene like there are in most of the games, I'll always record through it. The music in this game really intrigued me. With the exception of like the Wild Pokemon Battle song, like most of the songs didn't actually sound very like traditionally Pokemon.
Oh, I agree.
You know, like there were songs that I thought this sounds like it's straight out of a Final Fantasy game, and others Mega Man, Legend of Zelda, Harvest Moon. Like it was really all over the place. I'm kind of curious if they changed sound designer or something.
That's why we have credits.
Yep. Well, one, I've already missed who the sound designer was, and two, I don't think I actually know who the sound designer for typical Pokemon games is. Which I should, because I'm sure I see the name all the time, but I can't name it off the top of my head. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the usual Pokemon sound designers are Junichi Masuda and Hitomi Sato. And there are 4 sound designers for this game. Only, so 2 additional ones were added.
Congrats, Artemiis, you did it.
Yep.
You are done, my friend.
Just like 2 or 3 things left. Got a Mewtwo,
Yeah, but that's a whole nother video.
well, yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna do that stuff right away. Si un jour enfin, nous prenions le temps. For this one brief life, we're beneath the same sky, to voir autrement. Great flow of time, the wide expanses of space, d'apprécier la chance de pouvoir l'écouter. We're lucky enough to share this lifetime we get. Et de vivre ces années parmi le cœur à l'écouter. We gain more if we give, by taking we only lose. Construisions tous ensemble cette époque de nos rêves. Let us make this a new age where we show our gratitude. Saisissons notre chance et pensons à la partager. It's a fragile bud of hope blossoming in each of our hearts. Gardons-nous de dérober que s'il faut laisser grandir. Don't you take that away. Our dreams are meant to be shared. Laissons donc s'épanouir les fleurs de la bonté. Let it grow, let it live, let us see what it will bring. Offrons tout jusqu'au jour où chacun pourra s'ouvrir. When we share in our love, we make a beautiful world. À un monde où plus personne ne sera étranger. Search it out and find the way, the point where we all can meet. Là où nous chemins, se croissant par pure chance. The point where we're all the same, there it lies, the future we seek. Connaître un monde qui fera toujours sain. Start from there, and then we'll forge a world where all can be free. Le monde où la chaleur nourrie par la gratitude. Free to dream, free to smile, free to be who we'll be. Nous fera tous oublier les hivers les plus nus. Let's make sure we create, et donnant fera battre. A world of our hopes and dreams. La cœur de l'humanité. Our brief lives in la génération. Treasure this gift. Precious time that we have. Oh, this is cool. So it wasn't just that I was saying it in time. This is actually the lyrics to a song they've written here. And they've got it transcribed in like all those different languages. And also the French for like the first two verses or whatever was not a translation. It was a completely different message, which is really interesting. Pokemon Y. God damn it, now I feel obliged to learn the song. Damn it, Nintendo.